Mahoning County Board of Elections will hold a special regular board meeting of the members of the board on Thursday, May 18th, 2023, at 4 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoning County Board of Elections office at 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502. Tom, would you call the roll?
Ms. Galpesta?
Present.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Understand for the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll take a moment of silence for our nation. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 10th, 2022 special regular board meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Tom, you take the roll.
Ms. Galpesta?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
The Chairman's report. I would like to direct the staff to tabulate the remaining ballots consisting of the valid late arriving absentee and overseas ballots and the valid provisional ballots cast in the May 2nd, 2023 primary election and add to the unofficial vote totals and return with the report of the final canvass reports. Chris, will you do that? Thank you.
How many are out, Tom? How many need to be counted?
Oh, it's well under 50.
Well under 50. So do we need to reconvene or just?
You want to stay in recess, you want to go through and,
We can just continue on
Right,
because
continue.
it's only going to take a little while. We can do the director's report.
because we have the August special now, we actually just laid off the temporary help, but we're going to need the authority to bring them back in June at some point.
Okay.
So moved.
Do you want to make a motion to?
I make a motion we have to rehire the staff necessary to conduct the August 8th or second general election, or special election, whatever election it is.
So it's August 8th, the special
Is it
election.
August 8th?
Yeah. Do I have a
August 8th,
second?
special election.
Second.
Take the roll. Tom.
Ms. Galpesta?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
How are we coming with the electronic poll books? Are we supposed to be having a demonstration?
No, we haven't even set any up yet, only because the funding, they haven't done the state pricing yet.
Okay,
And then obviously we wouldn't be able to buy them and implement them for August 8th. So,
correct. So we're at a standstill,
kind of, yeah,
because we wanted to get those up and running for November,
we
right?
sure do. We're hopeful,
We're at a standstill on that.
yeah.
Okay.
They haven't said anything either about, they said in the spring, so now we should be hearing about state pricing. I imagine they're busy at the state.
And are you gonna have full poll worker training for the August
We decided
election?
yesterday during staff meeting to do full training.
Okay. Anything else you should add?
No, under new business, I guess, talking about the August 8th, we did have a staff meeting yesterday, stressing two things, which the state is stressing, making sure we have enough poll workers in our polling locations.
Correct.
Because other counties are already running into polling locations that can't be polling locations in August.
Correct.
I don't think we've found any yet, but Brian and the warehouse staff is calling on 50 polling workers, so we should know by next week. We'll have a staff report next week of our 70 locations.
And the warehouse staff, you're gonna bring them back to help out with
We're gonna
taking
have
those
to-
phone calls and
yeah.
doing the
We
things.
kept
that-
two down there. to do
Oh, did
that,
you?
so we
Okay,
did.
that's great. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think they're coming back in June 11th?
Yeah.
I think they'll be back anyway, June 11th.
Wow, that's fast.
Because of
So,
logic and accuracy
Are you
testing.
gonna think about making those permanent changes, or?
What changes, Joyce?
Well, Martin Luther King is a problem, it always has been a problem. So I would like to see that location maybe move to a better location, if you can find one in that area. But it's always a problem with heat, it's always a problem with.
Oh, Martin Luther in the 6th Ward?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's always a problem, and every year we get complaints. We've had them for years, but there's no real place close to that, but Wilson is closing, or Wilson is gonna be, not being a school anymore, used for schooling, so
That's on the other side of the 6th Ward.
that's on the other side of the 6th Ward, though, yeah.
And Sheridan's closed,
Yeah.
Cleveland's torn down,
Yeah.
there's not much left.
There's not much left over there, but you might,
Princeton's closed.
you might wanna look,
Yeah.
see if you can find something, because every year it's the same thing with Martin Luther, you know that. Yeah.
We got out of it for that
We
reason.
got out of there for that reason, when the other place closed too, so.
That's really under new business, so now wait for Chris and Dave.
Okay.
Is there any
Do you
other?
want to take a 2-second recess, or?
I'll have a sip of coffee.
We could also say that we're looking forward to our election night reporting. We're hoping that's gonna be implemented by August. We thought that would be a good test run on it. Chris and I were talking the other day about it, that it is user-friendly once you know it, and so that we would probably invite the media to come in, have coffee and donuts, and give them a little tutorial on it.
What vendor's providing that?
Who's gonna do the tutorial?
No, what vendor's providing the
Oh,
election night reporting?
No,
No one.
Roki.
Oh, okay, oh, that's what I remember you telling me, yeah.
So that'll be nice to have.
That'll be very nice to have,
Check out Chris.
okay. Well, is everybody anxious out there?
I just wanted to say, there is a church right next door to Martin Luther.
Is there?
Yeah, that you probably can use for a polling place.
Does it have like a gymnasium or,
I
Or-
believe-
or-
Yep, and a ramp.
oh, it does? Oh, that's great.
Parking?
Yep, and it has parking.
Oh, great.
What's the name of it? Off the
Yes,
top, now?
no, off the top.
I can send the boys to, you know,
To
yeah.
look, yeah.
Yep, this is right next door.
That would be great, because I hate to leave churches, but sometimes we have no
I know.
choice, you know.
Has it been there for a long time?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was a different name. That's why I can't remember which it was.
That might have been where we were, and then they closed, and then they might have reopened,
Yeah,
because,
they had a new pastor, I know that they got one. He's actually out of Akron,
oh,
but he's
okay.
originally from Youngstown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we were in a, you know, nicer church, and then they closed, and we had to go back to Martin Luther. Because we've always had problems with Martin Luther.
Only locations are an interesting conundrum of business.
They are. You know, in some states, they allow people to have them in their garages. You know, but just citizens can have them in their garages and, you know, vote there. I don't know how they get away with that, but they do.
And then,
Sure.
also Lewis Macklin has a church too, which does have a ramp, and he has a big parking lot there as well. And that's on Park Cliff, which is
Oh.
that same neighborhood.
That's that same name. Oh, I love River Macklin.
Mhm.
I think that's like a given across the board, huh?
Mhm.
We all
love
love
River
River
Macklin.
Macklin.
Good guy.
How's he feeling? Anybody hurt?
He's been pretty good.
Oh, good,
Much better.
good.
I used to go to Martin Luther when I was a kid. Lived on Ravenwood. Could walk
The walk, yeah.
to Sheridan.
Gee, the good old days. I went to summer school, sure. Not because I was done, I was taking extra classes. I just wanted to clarify. Just to clarify.
Was it the look you got?
Yeah, exactly. It's, oh, I understand that.
When I was a little kid, that Sheridan playground was
It's been a problem with
Biggest place on
them,
earth.
they, no heat, they were playing the organ the whole time. I mean, which is okay, but the poll workers couldn't hear the people giving their names because they were playing the organ at the church. And it was just, we just had so many complaints this time. And every time we have some complaints sooner or later about Martin Luther. Usually in the, you know, not as bad, but this time they just, I don't know if they, sometimes they don't want us. They do things to get us.
Well, quite an endeavor to give, you know, the places that willingly have us. It's a one-day overtaking of their business and
Right.
everything. I think it's really quite the civic.
Yeah, it is a
It really is
civic.
quite the civic thing.
It really is.
I find it to be impressive.
And locations that have more than one location, they are much happier to have us too. When it's a single location, it's tougher.
Yeah.
You know, they have to close the doors and do everything for just that one day for one location. Well, you know what I'd like you to look at too? I'd like you to look at the public library in Youngstown. Because that's right near the university, the college kids. Yeah, the main library.
So we were talking about looking at all of the libraries and as many of them as we could utilize over the next few years, kind of moving into the libraries because the libraries are beautiful, as long as there's enough space. And it's a win-win for the county because people that don't know about the library can go to the library and vote. It's beautiful. We have beautiful
Canfield has a
libraries.
beautiful library too. Canfield
Oh,
also
God,
has a beautiful, so that's a place to look at too. But the public library, the main library is really a great location. It's got a ramp, it's got everything.
So we
lots of
talked
parking.
about doing it in phases.
Right.
Because if we did it all at once, we would upset the whole community. And also we would make Chris crazy with the cards. 'Cause we had to send the changes
Well, the
out.
cards are expensive to send, yeah.
Yeah, but we thought like a couple each time until finally as many were utilized.
Right,
Huh?
yes.
They might be willing to do that, worth a phone call.
Well, so, and their government, their tax.
Yeah, it would be free.
Like schools and churches, schools, government, buildings, they kind of.
Sandy?
Anyone heard from David?
No,
He's on his way.
do we want to just, yes, reconvene or not convene?
I'm gonna cooperate with David or not. It's your call.
Well, everyone's sitting and waiting. I think we should read it. I mean, it's not fair to the people here.
And then proceed.
And then
There's
proceed.
waiting log, yeah.
Okay.
You never went into official recess, did we?
No, we did
No,
not,
we did
so I
not.
don't really have to come out.
No, so we need to double back to agenda numbers, item 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8.
I make a motion that we certify the results that were just given to us by our IT department for the primary election of 2023 as certified.
Do you want a minute to look at it, Bob?
No.
Do I have a second? We'll call the roll, Bob. I mean, Tom.
Gail Testa,
Yes.
Ms. Barger.
Yes.
Ms. Gerard.
Yes.
Do we need to distribute these now?
Well, let's,
Let's
Let's go to the next.
Okay.
the next,
Within the report, we have one race that does qualify for recount. It's a 6-ward council. There was 3 provisional votes left to count in that race, no later running absentees. So the total on the official is 223 to 223.
Get the heck out of here. Oh, my God.
so we should set a date for the automatic recount.
We have to set a date, and we also have to determine the winner by watch, which is board judged by coin flip.
And I see there's only one
Yeah.
difference in Beloit.
Yeah, Beloit was tied election night. There was one late arriving absentees, which was a no vote, so it fails by 1. It doesn't qualify under the 0.5% for an automatic recount. So we're gonna contact Beloit tomorrow, let them know that they're already lost, and that they have the option of requesting a recount if they want.
Okay, so we don't have to do the recount, they have to request.
They would have to request
They have to pay.
$65.
But the 6th ward, we have to recount.
Yes.
We have to recount, and part of the procedure under directive is to determine the winner by watch.
Okay.
Some
If the
county-
recount doesn't make a change.
No.
Well, even if it does,
We do it tonight, then the recount.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's just,
So I see you have a quarter there.
I did bring a report from my office, yes. And I know David,
Well, David.
Yeah, he looked good with that coin.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is there anyone from Anita Davis's campaign here?
Her mother died.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, I think we may, Mr. Darkley called her.
we'd asked Ms. Tarpey to call heads or tails.
He flips her, I'm not flipping.
I think the board member needs a flip.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, board member needs to
Oh,
flip.
well, you're chairman of one. There's no winners when you flip the coin.
No, no, the rest are in there.
I
Are you flipping? Are you
No,
throwing it at me to
you
flip?
are the temporary chair, my man.
I know. You gonna call it?
I'm gonna call heads.
Tails.
So Anita Davis would declare the winner tonight, but then we recount within 5 to 10 days. And we
Okay.
should set that date.
So this is still unofficial.
Correct.
That one's still unofficial.
Right. So 5 to 10 days from today.
Yeah, never really been fined no later than 10.
You want to
We
do
should, we
Thursday?
should try to do it as soon as we can.
Are those working days, Tom, or just 10 days from today?
From today.
We do
She
one of
received
these.
all three ballots,
All 3 provisionals went, so.
to her.
And there was a fourth that was, we didn't accept because they never came back to sign their name, or provide photo ID.
Their ID, yeah.
Photo ID.
We want to do it Tuesday night, or does somebody have a, that's the 23rd.
You didn't get the flip, she flipped for
I
you.
flipped,
You flipped?
I flipped.
Oh, darn it.
Okay.
Like at 4, is that what we're saying?
And she
23rd,
called, and
four.
Janet called heads,
Janet
and it
called.
was 10, and it was tails.
That was tails,
And
okay.
it was a tail.
I lived for the flip, and then one time I get to do it, I'm like,
I can't even sit here anymore.
I'm sorry.
Just can't do it.
Sorry, Jen.
We're setting a date for the recount, David, and that could be from 5 to 7 days, 10 days, 5 to 10 from today. Let's look at your calendar, what does it look like for next week?
well, I literally had, you know, when you have someone moving you around and they're off sick. Okay, what day are we looking at?
Tuesday, Wednesday?
Of next week?
Yes.
I can't believe it, I almost feel
I could,
I
ooh,
just did all this out.
I can, okay, there's a couple bombs being dropped. 4 o'clock on Tuesday?
Oh my God.
Sure.
Everybody can just move out the fucking 6 more, they move the fuck
Here
out.
we go. Here we go. Hello, how are
4
you?
o'clock on
The 23rd, does that work for everybody?
fine with me.
Who won? Anita Davis won on the
Yes.
flip?
Do you want to answer that?
Yes.
I hear. Okay.
Janet called heads and I flipped and it was tails.
You know, I've lived a flip 10 years.
Well,
Hey, you snoozed
It's
a little.
literally on my phone. I got a reminder, and I'm sitting at my desk. I go, man, I gotta be somewhere at 4. I just can't remember where I gotta be, and then I get her back.
That's the Janet where she was.
yeah, some, you know,
Okay, so Tuesday at 4 then?
Yeah, don't you
Yeah.
think, guys, let's put this in.
It's just.
All right, where are we at?
Hey,
Number 8,
we're past that.
9? No, we
We
said,
just did that for mine. We did.
We're at good of the order of public comments.
yeah. Is there anything for the good of the public order, or public comments, outside of what we already heard? Yeah.
I'm gonna identify, oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
Kathy Gage from the League of Women Voters.
Okay.
Could you tell me what race the levy lost by 1 vote? I didn't hear the
Beloit.
Beloit.
Beloit
Is
Village.
is that a safety levy?
Yeah, I believe it's-
I think it's fire.
yeah,
Fire.
Because I can't see how 80%
And, thank you. And also, are you anticipating having any problems getting poll workers for the August election?
Yeah, it's a concern. I think the Secretary of State has raised that issue too, that our priorities, making sure our polling locations are still available and making sure we have poll workers.
And since it's a statewide issue, you're gonna have to open as many of them as you can, right?
All of them.
All of them.
Every one of them. The last August election, we had an 8% turnout statewide.
I think you might get more.
Hopefully, August.
Thank you. And you're gonna have poll worker training for, so if our members are interested, they should just go on the website and,
Oh, yeah, they can, fill out the recruitment, and we would love that.
Okay.
And definitely we're doing, we're not required to each time, but we are going to, because we like to reiterate each time, and also because of the new legislation, that, some of the folks weren't trained, because we only had 27 locations.
right. Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else for the good of the order?
What
Public-
date is the fob for the caucus? What date from August especially is the fob? What date are those ballots going to be sent for the caucus?
It's June,
Oh.
June something, I wanna say 23rd.
So the third So we'll have to have the
Oh,
board
you know you're not gonna get that.
certify
Look, they call
the
the mayor's
independence
office.
before that
I
date.
can't believe it.
Before
I'm
that
really
date.
disappointed.
Yes.
And we need to come up with a better way to fix this
Okay.
particular problem.
Anything else for the good of the order over what we've already heard?
And just flipping.
All right, next meeting is this coming Tuesday at 4 o'clock, correct? And then the next one is Tuesday, June
And I think
6th.
her and I should be
If
on
we
that
hear nothing
dialogue.
else, I'll take a motion to
That's
adjourn.
what should happen. Her and I should be
There's a motion to
on
adjourn
that
by
dialogue.
Joyce Kilpest. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Sandy Barger. Is there any discussions? Hearing none, would the director call the roll?
Ms.
Her and I should be
Gilpesta,
on that dialogue.
Attorney Petros.
Yes.
Ms. Barger.
Yes.
Because I believe that the people, they will do.
Meeting is adjourned.
See you guys next